fucked up when you do that. Like, oh my god, how, because all my life I've considered myself to be this very strong, independent, girl power type woman. I am woman, hear me roar. And yet, there I was in a point in my life where I felt weak and pathetic and powerless. And I believed that I was weak and pathetic and powerless. And because I was weak and pathetic and powerless, I deserved to be treated the way that these people treated me. And because I believed that I deserved it, I allowed it to happen. And by allowing it to happen, I chose it to happen. That doesn't mean that there's not going to be a metric fuck ton of karma coming their way. Arguably, a good amount of that karma has piled on top of them at this point in time, but this is all through the grapevine, except for the little bit that can be documented. But ultimately, the reason I got into that situation, I had to acknowledge, was because of me and my beliefs. And that is the hardest part of creating what you deserve. Is going, here's what I don't like about my life. What do I believe that has put me in a position where I don't like my life? And that's really hard. It was really hard to do. I think arguably it's harder to do than actually change the belief. So how do you actually change the belief? Well, there's a lot of different ways. Let me tell you what's helping me right now. Affirmations. I say affirmations to myself every single day. Every single day, multiple times a day. My favorite one is, I choose love, I love me. I say that to myself over and over and over and over again, every single day. A variation that I do is I just say, I deserve love. I deserve love. I deserve love. I will say that to myself over and over and over and over again. And the reason that I do that is because it hurts to say it. Because it feels like I'm lying to myself. But the funny thing is the more I say it, either out loud or in my head, the less it hurts. And the less it hurts, the more love I have coming into my life. The more awesome people surround me. And the less douchebags surround me. And I mean, I have a situation going on with a longtime friend where things are really falling apart for us. And there's a part of me that really hurts me that it's happening. But I have to love myself. And staying in a certain situation isn't necessarily loving myself. And it is, but it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of consistency of saying these affirmations. In my case, there's probably many ways. You could, journal, you can meditate. But I think for me, the reason that the affirmations are working, like I said, I still struggle with a lot of these negative beliefs that my ego just wants to hold on to for masochistic reasons, I guess. But it's having a harder time grasping them because of these affirmations. And there are some reasons for that, which I'll probably get into in a later show. But yeah, so that's step 2 of creating what you deserve. Step 3 is the easiest. Once you've changed your beliefs, take action that lines up with those beliefs, your new beliefs. Take the actions. You believe that you don't deserve to have toxic people in your life? Get rid of the toxic people in your life. You believe that you deserve to be loved unconditionally? Pick off the people that don't love you unconditionally. Don't settle for anything less. You believe that you deserve a good career? Fucking start working towards one. That's how you create what you deserve. You believe that you deserve it, and you go out and create it. And a lot of people, I see this so much on, law of attraction and The Secret type stuff. And, a lot of people seem to think that it's just like, you say that you want something and then the universe will give it to you and you don't have to do anything for it. Fuck no. Jim Carrey very much believes in the law of attraction, and he wrote himself a check for $5 million as part of trying to manifest for his career. But I guarantee you, he didn't stop working in the interim. Like, he wrote a post-dated check for like a year later for $5 million. And in that year, he didn't stop working. He worked his ass off. He worked hard. He didn't sit back and wait for it to happen. But I mean, I don't like talking much about this law of attraction because it's such a divisive subject. But ultimately, it's you attract. Or it's not even that you attract, it's that you allow into your life the things that you believe deserve a place in your life. And that's just the truth. You can call that the law of attraction. I call it create what you deserve. Believe that you deserve it and then create it. You have to change the way that you think and the things that you believe if you want to change your reality. That's what I think, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. So let me get into my gratitudes, the things for which I am grateful. Oh Lord. So I'm sure many, if not all of you know, yesterday was my birthday. So, I had a visitation with my son actually on Saturday, the day before, and my mother and stepfather made me some cupcakes for my birthday, and my son helped every step of the way, and he was just so proud of that. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my cupcakes. And I'm grateful for my son, and that I just really want to tell this story. My stepdad did all the measuring of the ingredients, and my son stirred all the ingredients. My stepdad, of course, put it, and my son put it in the muffin, or the cupcake cups, the little paper things, My son put the batter in the paper things, and my stepdad put them in the oven, and then the next morning my mother put the frosting on the cupcakes, and my son put the gummy bears on. And so what they did, they made 12 cupcakes, and they set aside 6 for me to take home, and then the other 6 we were going to share between the 4 of us on Saturday. So I show up to the location where we meet, and it was kind of cold and rainy and dreary, and we ended up going to a McDonald's. So I get in the car, and my mom hands me, or maybe it was my stepdad, one of my parents handed me the tin with the 6 extra cupcakes, and my son was just so excited about how he put the gummy bears on these cupcakes that he was sitting there saying, "Mommy, this gummy bear is doing exercises, and this gummy bear is upside down, and this gummy bear is doing this." And he was just so proud that he had helped do these cupcakes, and I was just so proud of him for doing them. And I actually took those cupcakes into work today, and my coworkers were just, completely blown away with how sweet my son is. And anyway, so I'm grateful for having that birthday celebration with my son and having his cupcakes. And he because we ended up going to McDonald's. My mom brought the candles in, right, but we couldn't light them because it's McDonald's. And we was like, it's okay, we'll just pretend. So we put candles in 2 of the cupcakes, and my family sang happy birthday, and so I pretended to blow out the candles, and my son pretended to help me blow out the candles. Well, this grandmother who was having breakfast with her granddaughter noticed this and came over, and she thought it was actually my son's birthday, and I said, no, it's my birthday. And she goes, oh no, I just saw him blow. And I was like, no, it's an easy mistake to make, but technically, if you think about it, if I hadn't been born, he wouldn't have been born, so it's kind of his birthday. And but she and her granddaughter sang happy birthday to me as well. And I turned to my son later on, and I was like, "Hey, are you gonna share your birthday with me, Bucko?" And he had his mouth full of cupcake or breakfast or something, and so all he could do was nod. It was so cute. So I'm very grateful that I got to have that celebration. So that's number 1 on my list today. Number 2 on my list is I'm grateful. I'm grateful for rain. I am. I'm grateful for the rain. I live in West Central Texas. And we get not a lot of rain, but we actually get more rain than they do in El Paso, where I grew up. But I mean, El Paso's a desert. But rain to me is something that is so precious. It really is. And I love it, and I don't think I show my appreciation for it or say it out loud enough. But I love the rain. I love it. Sprinkly rain, gentle rain, pouring rain, thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening. I love the rain. I love the way it smells when it rains, before it rains, after it rains, during the rain. I love the smell of it. I love the feel of it. I love the sound of it. I love everything about the rain. And I am so grateful for when we get it. And we had, like I said, it was kind of a rainy, drizzly day on Saturday. And we'd actually had some rain on Friday. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it rained a little bit on my birthday, which would be really great, because to me, that's a good omen. That means this is going to be a good year. I said that to all caps someone. He was like, why can't you just have a good year no matter what? I was like, I probably will. I'm just superstitious like that. He goes, you're just weird like that. I'm like, as advertised. So that's number 2. I'm grateful for the rain. And number 3, I'm grateful for my brain. this is going to sound so silly.